Hello, I'm Mike Lemmeyer, the president of DunRite Exteriors. We're all here talking about these new recent storms, right? And insurance is the big thing. You have a lot of people coming to your home. You don't know how to file an insurance claim. You got people knocking on your door. You don't know really what's up, what's down. How do you file a claim? Who do you trust? Well, honestly, you got to start off with picking that local trusted contractor, somebody that you know that's been a staple in your community for a long period of time, kind of like us. We've been here in the greater Cleveland area since 1989, and you want to pick a very similar contractor. You don't want somebody that doesn't have a marked vehicle, they don't have the correct badging, or people that you just don't feel like you can trust. So, for instance, what do you do? How do these people look? Well, if you don't feel comfortable, then you should probably not go ahead and make that decision to go with them. But once you do find that good contractor that you trust, that's here local, there are these simple steps, right? You've got the inspection and claim process. We'll start there, right? So once you pick that contractor, you'll have him inspect your house. You don't want to call the insurance company first. And the reason being is you may not need a whole big, huge project. It might be a small little repair. And you don't want to go ahead and make a claim knowing that, you're only going to have this little repair and your deductible isn't going to cover it. So first off, you want your contractor that you trust to inspect your job, inspect your house. Then you want to make a claim. And how you make a claim is you contact the insurance company predominantly with your contractor that you chose. And the reason being is there's going to be some questions that the insurance company are going to ask that your contractor may be able to help you walk through that process. They're going to ask the time, the date of loss. They're going to ask you what type of loss, and that's very important to the processes giving the correct information. If you don't give the correct information, it can definitely slow down the claim or make it very, very difficult to move forward. So use that contractor that you choose to be that good guidance through the beginning portions of this process, right? If you have a potential leak, your contractor should make you aware of that. You'll go ahead and tarp that at that time as well. The insurance company will give that approval for you to do so. They don't want you to have any interior damage or anything that could create a safety factor to you, your neighbors, or your family. And then two is the insurance company inspection. They're going to schedule a time. It's going to be this big window. So this contractor that you choose, you want to make sure that he's going to be patient. Usually it's a 4-hour window. Unfortunately, that's just how they operate. They kind of operate like the cable guy. They don't nail it down. They're busy as well. But once they give you this window, you want to make sure your contractor meets with the inspection company or the adjuster, right? There's a couple of different ways that the insurance company will have your job adjusted or inspected. They can have a third-party company come out and basically gather all the information, or they can have the company provided adjuster who can actually adjust the job, come out and do that on the time of the inspection. Either way, you want your contractor to be there to help make sure that all the items that are damaged are pointed out and they're noted. Insurance adjusters and or inspection companies aren't always up to snuff on the correct practices or pieces and parts to putting your home back together, where your contractor at this point can help educate that inspection company or adjuster to make sure that everything is accounted for, right? We want that to start at that point. So this point between step 2 and step 3 can be a very long, time-taking process. And there could be many different factors in there. It could be that the insurance company is overwhelmed with claims. It could be that the adjuster didn't figure for everything. And there's this back and forth game that happens between the contractor and the insurance company. And that's normal. It's not abnormal for your claim to take multiple days or even weeks to get approved, but be patient. Patience is a virtue in this. By picking that contractor up here in step one that knows the insurance process that you trust is going to be the key right here. Making sure that you get put back to the correct position before you had any storm damage happen to your home. And then the claim approval process, right? Once the correct damage has been accounted for, all the pieces and parts that need to be fixed are accounted for, then the approval will be given. Once the approval is given, then the contractor should meet with you to go over all the line items that your home is needing to be done in detail, right? Such as what type of materials is he going to put on your home? Where is he going to put these materials? The colors of the materials. And how long is this going to take? When are they committing to the job, right? So the approval process, and that could be a little tricky. That could be tricky because the insurance company has now given you a check at this point. How much is the check worth? How much of the claim does it cover? Well, there's a couple of different policies out there. You got an ACV policy and an RCV policy. An ACV policy stands for actual cash value. That means that all the roof or siding that has depreciated, that has aged, is not going to get paid for. You're only going to get paid for the life left, right? That's the actual cash, the value that that item has left in it. Then you have an RCV policy. The RCV means replacement cost value. That means whatever it costs to replace whatever's damaged at market value at that time will get replaced. The full portion of the project less your deductible. So once that approval process has begun, you're approved, you got your check, you have a detailed contract between you and your contractor, you'll move over to the installation. Having a trained crew on your home is very important. A lot of these people that you're unfamiliar with, the people that you haven't heard of, come into your city. They use so many different types of people. They may not have met them before they started on your project. They could have been driving down the road. They see the crew, they pull up to the job. They say, hey, I got a job for you. Then they take that crew instead of working with the next company and they pull them off to go do your job. And you hope that you got a good project. Well, that again, that goes back to picking that contractor that's trusted, they're stable in your community, like DunRite Exteriors. Then the project gets installed. Then we have the post-installation process. During the installation of your project, you've had pictures that the crew and your project managers taken. They're going to save that. They're going to send that to the insurance company. They're also going to send over to the insurance company what is called a completion order that says that you're happy with the install. Everything's been installed to the contract. You're happy with everything. There's no odds and ends left out, no issues with workmanship or items that haven't been installed. Then they're also going to send the invoice. All these are going to be required in order for you to get the second payment if you have an RCV policy. That RCV policy is going to give you the depreciated value, the value that you've already used up on the shingles and on the roofing of your home. Once you've submitted that, you should have your contractor submit that, not you. And the reason being is there may be more information that the insurance company may need in order to close the claim out. And at that point, it's going to be difficult to go back and forth. You may not even be familiar with the documentation that they're going to need. Or what if there's a supplement? A supplement would mean items that weren't directly damaged but need to be recovered and you paid for. Well, that happens during some of the installations. So documenting that, having that taken care of at the post-install. When everything's done, all that gets submitted to the insurance company so you can get paid and you don't have to pay out of pocket. The only thing that you should ever have to pay out of pocket for would be your deductible, whatever your deductible is, or if you choose to upgrade to a better shingle, better siding, better gutters, and so forth. And then you have the claim closeout, right? Everything's been submitted to the insurance company. They have everything. You receive the final check. You then pay your contractor that remaining balance. Then go ahead and make a review. Take the time and leave a review for your contractor. That is very important, especially us who live here in this greater Cleveland area that's been riddled full of storm damage, and we're dealing with customers who think that some local companies are storm chasers. Well, that's not always the case. That allows that local company to show that we still are here and doing good jobs for our local customers. Just like this here, DunRite Exteriors has installed 5,000 roofs and siding projects directly related to storm damage here in Northern Ohio. Again, we've been here since 1989 and we're going to be here for 30 plus years to come. I hope this video helped you make your decision when it comes to understanding what the insurance process is, and I'd love to see you. Give us a call. Our phone number is 216-777-1100, or you could visit us at our website. Check us out. Check our reviews out. Our website's www.calldunrite.com. And again, I hope this helped you out. Thank you.